Okay, everybody, we are back.
We're back.
And I have an excellent video planned tonight. Something
He
you know
does.
absolutely nothing about, do you?
No, not at all. Wait, what?
Okay, so, we've got a pretty cool one tonight because we've got a little PowerShell problem. And as a matter of fact, we've got a PowerShell problem that has turned into two PowerShell problems that each one of us was uniquely suited to solve.
We're a matched set.
So this thing started this morning when another DBA at work called me over and said he was trying to script all of the indexes for all of the tables in a database.
Nice.
Not too bad. Usually what I would say is to use SMO scripting options object and set the option to script all the indexes and then just don't script the table, just script the indexes. But he presented me with a problem that I had to solve, right?
Absolutely.
So he was actually in the path. So what he did was he was right here. There we go. So what you've got here is I'm in report server tables, and for every table, and there's your loop. I'm not going to explain all of this because a lot of you guys know this. You can go see my video on scripting for a lot of that stuff. Quit da-da-da-da-da-ing
For
me.
every table.
Yeah, for every table.
Get a move on, woman.
I know, right? I'm going to, actually, bloop. That's what I wanted to do. For every table, I'm going to change the path to that table / indexes. Okay? And then from there, what he wanted to do was just script them all out, right? But I just stopped it right here because it won't script, so there's no reason to do that. But so when I do this, I get an error. Now you look, and this is another one of those cases where it's excellent if you actually read the error.
Oh, well, yeah.
Right? So if you look here, and I'm pointing at the screen again. So if you look here, we've got cannot find path dbo.keys swak indexes. But the problem is that path doesn't exist because PowerShell is putting in those square brackets around the schema and the table name for us.
Oh, how convenient.
Yes, it's nice enough to do that for us. And so trying to get around that problem is actually pretty easy, like everything, if you know the solution, right? So, and you can test that by right here. Let me bring this up a little bit. So you can test that right here, and all you do is set a path to the hard-coded string of that, and then print the path out, right? So you can see that it's trying to do a CD to that, and it's got the brackets, right?
And here I'm nodding. You're pointing and I'm nodding. So
Yeah, exactly. So okay, so you can handle this a couple different ways, probably more than a couple. But the way I have chosen is the quote PowerShell way, right? You're supposed to say what way?
What way? There, you happy?
PowerShell way.
I'm glad you're happy.
Okay, so what I've done here is I've got a little script, and most of this is explanation that we'll put up on the site, right? We'll put it up on the site.
Sure. That sounds good.
Okay, is it up yet?
No.
I thought you said we were going to put it on the site.
Well, we will, but just do your thing.
Okay. Really?
Okay, now it's up.
Okay, good. Okay, so, and there's a full explanation of the problem here. So what I'm doing here is right here. This is where the magic happens, right here. Raw there. So I take that path, and I set that path equal to the URN of that path, right? And so the URN actually looks like the URN information for a domain where it has the OU and the forest and all that stuff set up, and at OU equals and then a name, and at domain equals and the name. You've seen it before, right?
Yeah.
So the URN actually looks like that. It's pretty ugly, right? Very specific information. So what I'm doing here is I'm passing that to the commandlet convert URN to path, which when it converts that to path, it just takes those exact variables and builds a path out of them, and it leaves those stupid square brackets off of it.
How convenient.
Now, another way I could have done it, right here, is since I've got this in a variable anyway, I could just do a couple rounds of replaces and just take those things out of there.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, what fun would that be?
What fun would that be? And it's extra work, and it's not really the PowerShell way.
It's not elegant.
It's not elegant. It's not very crickets.
We're all about being cricket.
Yes, exactly. Don't pull my legs. So anyway, so then
Not
after that...
crickets.
Oh, I see.
Not crickets. God, you're such a dumb...
Okay, so now that I've converted that to a path and I'm setting the path equal to that, okay, now I'm able to change directory to the path/indexes, and then the scripting just works as I expect it to. Okay, so
Nod.
nod.
Yeah.
That's right. So now did we close this window already?
Looks like it. Yeah.
Oh well, it doesn't matter. I'll do that. Let me see something. Let me take this out.
Because that's how it was originally.
Because that's how it was originally, and I don't think I'm going to live that down for a while. So, there we go. So now, I'm scripting all of my objects. Now, you guys noticed a little
flash of red there.
A little flash of red there, right? Let's do this. Oh, look at that. Now, if I do this, I get that.
Hey, what's up with that?
What's up with that? So, watch, I'm going to script it again. Ooh, look at that. Now, so every other time you notice it works every other time. Now I'm gonna show you one thing here that's actually pretty cool. I don't think I've ever talked about this on the site before, and I know I've never talked to you about it, right? But you notice how I'm calling this. Now, when you call a script in PowerShell, you have to give it a path. Okay, if you can't just give it a script name, even if you're in that directory.
Okay.
Okay, you have to qualify it with a path.
Okay.
But when I prefix that with a dot and a space, that's what we call dot sourcing.
Dot sourcing.
Dot sourcing. What are you doing?
I'm burping away from the microphone. Do you mind?
Okay. It looks like you're looking at something. No. What are you doing? It's terribly distracting. Okay, so this is called dot sourcing. And what this allows me to do, here I'll get a good run. So what this allows me to do is after the script is run, it actually allows me access to the variables inside of it. So I can go in and inspect the variables inside of it. And I can even use those in other things. So if you call a script from within a script and you dot source it inside the script, then you can use those variables inside of it, which means you have to be careful, right?
Yeah, but that is elegant.
Yeah, but that's very cool, isn't it?
Yeah, it's nice.
Okay, so the problem we have here is every other time it fails, right?
Right.
So the question is, why does it fail every other time? Now, I'm going to say this flat out. I'm far better at PowerShell than you are.
Oh yeah, big time.
Far better at PowerShell than you are.
You teach classes and everything.
I teach his classes.
I've maybe read a paper and attempted one webcast. That was yours.
Yeah, exactly.
That was good, by the way.
Oh, hey, thanks.
I really liked it.
Where can that be found?
Why, that can be found on O'Reilly.com/webcast as soon as they put it up.
Yeah, I know. It should be up soon.
Yeah.
So, in fact, I'm officially better at PowerShell and .NET and maybe even T-SQL, but just through experience, right, sort of thing. But I've got to say that I am an admin by trade, and she is a coder by trade. And so, even though she knows practically nothing about PowerShell, she solved this problem for me in just a couple minutes when I'd been working on it for, well, I'm not going to say how long I've been working on it.
Oh, you poor thing.
But let's just say that she's an actual better coder than I am. Just because I know the languages better than she does, she's a much better coder. So I'm going to let her take the rest of this so she can explain how she found the problem and why the problem exists to begin with. Because not only do I not think I can do it justice, I think I'm actually too stupid to remember it.
Oh, no.
So, no, I remember.
Okay.
So, anyway, I'm going to pass this over to... see, what would your rapper name be? Sir Burps a Lot?
Hey, I was polite enough to turn away. Can we F9 it?
F9 it. Oh, yeah.
Okay, I haven't prepared anything at all, so we'll just do what we did before. I came in here, looked at it, okay, get location, shows where we are, moves to SQL Server. Okay, well, let's start by seeing what we're doing. So let's get a few more of these bad boys in here. We don't have to actually script out the thing while we're troubleshooting. We'll just comment that out.
Because it just causes problems having to look through all that code, huh?
Let's see. Let's get location here and get location here. And let's go back. Let's save it. Ha ha ha. And go over here and run it again. And okay, so first off, for our first get location, we got C. And the second SQL Server. And the third is at tables. Let's see. So here we're at C. There we're at SQL Server like we should be. And there we're at tables. That's exactly right. And okay, so this one where it says it's at dbo.users, and here I'm pointing at the screen, dbo.users/indexes.
It's easy, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. And C, that's the last two right here. So yeah, we just came off of the thing here. That's the last indexes table we were in. He's got up and made tea, by the way, during the break. So
I don't think they can hear that from there.
There was a big beep, and it's just. I'm being mad about it now.
Why are you speaking French?
Okay.
Private joke.
If anybody gets that, send us an email and we'll give you a prize. Okay, let's see. Oh, so yeah, so CDC, get location. And, okay, everything looks to be in order. So let's run it again and see if we have... Oh, look at that. We have problems. Let's find out then what we did. Okay, so...
But you guys notice, you guys notice what the problem is, that it's a pending. I may have said that before, but it bears repeating.
Well, we were getting to that.
Oh, okay.
But that's okay. You just jump right in there.
Hey, thanks. My mic, my box.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay, so this first get location, we're back at the root. That's great. The second location, after CD SQL Server, says SQL Server blah 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 users index. Well, that's just not right. Look up here. Up here, when we said move to SQL Server, it actually moved to SQL Server. Well, it took me just a couple of minutes to go, wait a minute. You're just moving over to SQL Server. You're not specifying root. When you're in a DOS prompt, right? When you're in a command prompt, rather, and you move to a directory and then move back, it's going to, by default, put you in whatever directory you were. So let's say, this isn't the one I want. Let's not say that. You don't have a command window up. There we go. La 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 la. There we go. Okay, so we're here. I want to move over to D. Oh, looky there, I'm at D. Okay, let's see. I want to go back to C, and it puts me back in the SMcCown directory by default. That's why this is erroring out, is because every other time, where are we? There we are. Every other time, when we say CD SQL Server, it's putting us back wherever we happen to be last, and where we happen to be last was all the way out here, and that's not what we wanted.
So why is it only happening every other time?
I think.
Let
me take a look here. I don't think we cleared that up last time. So 1, 2. There's 3. 1, 2, 3 is tables, and it gave us an error off of that too. And then we come down here and it errors again. And because yeah, I don't know.
See, now if it failed every time, I would understand that, but every other time, or if it ran once and then failed every time after that, I'd go, okay, but every other time, that's what was throwing me.
Well...
If it failed every time, I'd go, something's up, but...
Well, it's setting path here. Let's see if we can work this out on air, and if we can't, then... Well,
that's fine.
We'll show what a lousy coder I actually am. Oh, she's great at coding.
I didn't say you were great, I said you were better than me.
Yeah, fair enough. It may be, let's see, it may be because it errors here, and then it actually does this. So let's find out. Let's go ahead and put another get location here and see if I'm right. I didn't fix it, did I? No, good, I didn't fix it. Okay. So let's run it, and it ran fine, and then run it again, and it gets errors. Alright, this is what we want to look at. This is the first 1, 2, 3 get locations. So this should be C, and after this should be the wrong SQL directory. Good. And the third one is after we set it to tables, and it errors out on that because it's trying to append to the directory we're already in. Good, good, good. Now here's the fourth one after CD root. There you go. That's why, is because in here it's actually setting it to CD root right here, and then it's erroring out on the path because the path variable isn't set the right way. We saw that over here. Is that clear as mud so far?
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure. I mean, I can
Okay.
see that it's wrong, but I personally
run it
can't see
again.
why it's working every other time.
Let's run it again on the right side. And these are the last two. There's indexes and there's C. That one is C and that one is indexes. So it's saying that at the end of this, it's going through and it's appending to SQL Server. Right here, we're at SQL Server in our loop, and then it appends to that path the correct path that we want, the indexes path, right?
Right.
Blah, 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 last iteration, and we're still in that last path of DBO users indexes, and then we move to C, and that's it.
Okay.
So right now, this is what's in path, but we moved our actual location on SQL Server, that's the default location on that drive now, to the root. That's what the difference is as far as change directory goes, we've actually changed that to the SQL dir root.
Right.
Okay? This is on a working iteration. Now let's run it again and explore what happens on a non-working iteration. And we'll put the solution in as soon as we're done faffing around with this. Okay, so this is the first one, and this is the second one. Hang on, I'm going to compare something real quick. First one, second one is tables. Okay, so up here, the second one we read out, the second get location should be the SQL Server root, right? Because we started wherever we were at C, and then we changed directory to SQL Server. Yes?
Yes, which put us back to where it ended before.
Which put us back to where it ended before. It ended the last time on the error time. On the error time? Hang on. Which one are we exploring now? Here we go. Where we ended last time was here. We hadn't changed the directory in SQL Server back to the root.
Right.
So when we move here and we say, okay, change directory to SQL Server, it's going to put us back to that default, the last place we had been, which was in the indexes folder. Is that clear as mud, everybody? I hope so. Nobody answered me. What's up with that? Okay, so the long and short is,
I don't want you to burp on them.
when it runs on the right time, it leaves it leaves us on the SQL Server drive. The last folder we were in was the wrong one. So when we switch back again, it's going to switch back to there. Very, 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 very simple solution.
But I
You still don't get it?
Well, I get that, okay? But go back.
Okay.
The last one ended here.
Yeah.
Why doesn't this one end here? Simply because it errored out and it couldn't... Oh, because it errored out and it couldn't actually switch the path to there. Mm-hmm. I see.
Yeah.
So it couldn't switch the path because it wasn't the right path, so therefore it just stayed on the route where it was before.
Which happened to be the right answer.
Right.
Yeah.
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 Okay, I get it. I get it now.
We'll definitely do a write-up on this. That'll be a lot more clearer.
You'll do a write-up.
You'll do a write-up.
I'm content with forgetting this in 2 minutes.
Which is why we make videos.
Which is why I make the same mistake again and again and again.
Okay, so yeah, very, very, very simple solution. But when you move to SQL Server, specify what directory you want to be in, what folder you want to be in. Say, I want SQL Server root. Blam. And this way it should run correctly every single time.
So do we still need that CD in the middle there? I think so.
Let me take a look here. Yeah, because you're...
yeah, I think so too.
Just for fun, let's see what happens, huh? Let's see if we're rightly... Well, fine.
You're stupid.
You're stupid. Oh, I know why. I think I know why. I'm not sure. I might know why. Yeah, I don't know why.
That's okay.
No, actually, I think I get it. Because you're resetting the path every time.
Right.
To that entire thing. We're starting off before the loop in tables, and then down here we're going through. We're using this every time and appending the table table name and an index to it.
Right.
So loop, 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 loop.
Loop, 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 loop. So the reason I needed the CD in the middle there to begin with was because I had the base path at the top wrong.
Right. See, now...
And I was about to point at the screen again.
Yeah. See, now that we're looping through this part again and again, and then when we start over, we go to the root, we don't have to worry about how we left.
Right.
You know, we could have danced around in here in the SQL Server directory all day long, and it doesn't matter, because it's not relying on where we were last.
Right. And one more note, by the way.
Sure.
The only reason that CD C colon is at the end is for interactive troubleshooting.
Oh, that.
Because if you're running this as a scheduled script, it doesn't really matter. But if you're running it again and again and again, now comment out that last line, and then go back and run it. So you see, it leaves you in that database path, because that was the last path that was there. Mm-hmm. And then if you want to run it again because you're testing different things, now you have to CD back to C again in order to be able to run, in order to be in the right directory in order to do it. So I just changed that at the end, so I don't personally have to go back in there and say CD C colon, right?
Like that.
You're right.
Yeah.
So it's just an extra step.
Nice.
I put that in there and it's not going to do anything if you're running it as a script, right? So it's not going to matter.
Unless you've got some terrible, awfully written script that depends on where you last resided in the directory structure. I'll be quiet over here. Anyway, so
see, now this is why I don't ask you to. This is why I don't ask you things, because I want to hear about it forever.
Now, fair is fair. I'm only like this because we're on video.
Yeah,
audio.
That's what it is. Well, let's talk about the index includes earlier today.
Shush, hush, ixnay on the includes. Hey.
Okay. I think we've drugged this out long enough.
I think so.
All right. Party on Wayne.
Party on Garth.